Already, today's reselling has not really gone to plan. I've been to one Walmart. I'm planning on being at one Walmart after this video. But right now, we got a Ross here and a TJ Maxx over in the other corner. And since it's my first day back reselling, I'm trying to take it a little bit easier, but I still spent and profited about $100 more at Walmart, that first one, than I thought I was going to. I just spent 2.5 hours there, and they didn't let me use my resale certificate, which was annoying. I'm sure Ross isn't going to, but I'm hoping TJ still will. So we're about to head in there and hopefully make about $1,000 between the two stores. That's my goal, pretty big goal. I'm also trying to be there less than 2 hours each because it's already 3 o'clock and I gotta get back to the other Walmart, which is across the road, and ideally start my shipment tonight. So let's head on into Ross to get started. It's so hot here in Grand Junction. Chris is literally coming in, not to shop, but just to get cool.
It's so hot.
Alright, so I'm gonna look at shoes. I have not seen any soccer shoes though. And I have been coming into Ross's just like for personal stuff like clothes, but I'm excited to be back here for reselling. I think I could spend and make 500 bucks here in the next couple of hours. Let's make it happen. Okay, this is why Keepa is super important. Let's check this out real quick. Okay, so this guy right here is $30. It says it's $75. So when you go ahead and look it up, you see that net profit is $50, which is awesome. Amazon on it, so not as good. And then you go back over to Keepa, which I have set up through Inventory Lab, and I'll link videos about Keepa and setting it up through Inventory Lab at the end of this video. But you look at this, it used to only be like $40. Up here it was $75, and it was selling a lot when it was $40, but it has not been selling almost at all at $75, just one time in the last week or so. So this is not gonna be a buy. Question that I've gotten a couple times recently, I'm actually interested in your thoughts, are on things like these. So these are Columbia. I could sell these if they were on Amazon. This is where the tag would go, and there's no bark. Personally, I won't sell them. I won't even touch these because I could probably look them up and maybe find something. First off, most of Columbia here, I haven't found anything, which is why my cart's still empty. But second off, when they don't have an actual tag, it makes me think that they're like a factory second item, and I don't want to be selling that because I don't want to be accused of selling anything used as new. So I'm just not touching these. I'm interested in what you guys do. Let me know in the comments if there's something that makes you feel comfortable to sell these and a way that you can sell them that's pretty easy. Let me know. But not a ton of great clothes today. I definitely need to get engaged in Adidas and Nike. Alright, I got one thing in the cart and one thing I'm questionable on that I actually want your opinion on because I'm not quite sure what to do with it yet. But there are a good few things that we can learn from, even though today has not been great and service has been trash. Not only here, but also at Walmart, so hopefully we can actually look this stuff up. I ended up just ripping off the tag, so that's not gonna matter anyways, but I wouldn't be able to buy this even though it's $1.99. And if we searched it up real quick, it's selling a bit. I did check on Keepa, and it's $7.66, so you get back $5 for spending $2. The only problem is it's majorly like gross, so unfortunately not picking that one up, which is probably the reason why it's so on clearance. The next thing I think is pretty interesting are these dog drinks. Guys, when we look these up real fast, we can see it's $4.99 here. It's $18.99 what to sell them for. 126,000 rank, which isn't bad even in pet supplies. You double your money essentially. And if I go on to Keepa real quick though, we can see that right around May 1st, it looks like a ton of reviews down here were dropped. So it went from like 400 reviews down to less than 100 reviews. And I think that's because the variations split. That's just my guess. And because of that, it started not really selling almost at all right around that same exact time. So I had bought this before, I actually lost like 20 cents on each one that I bought, but I got my money back out of it. This will definitely not be a buy, even though it kind of looks good, which is why you should definitely check Keepa. The next one is here. It's like a preserves thing. We search it up real fast. You see it sells for $13.13, 159,000 rank. You get a $2 profit selling at this $13.13 mark. Checking Keepa though, we can see that's only sold like maybe 8 or 9 times. All those little ticks, even though the price is relatively stable, and there are like 4 sellers, so I'm actually not gonna pick this up, but it is something I might pick up if it was a different product or a different category. This one is expiration dated for one, and for two, it's glass, so that's just a pain in the butt, and it's heavy, so it can get some serious fees if it doesn't really sell fast. So even though there's a couple of these, I'm not gonna pick them up. I'll pass on $2 profit. And then second to last are these boxers right here. If we look them up, selling for $9.99, and at my 40% ROI threshold, you're not quite making money. It's $13.32. If we switch over to the $25 mark, I'm like, okay, this is looking better, $17.11. But when you search on the Amazon listing, you gotta make sure that the brand isn't on it. You might be able to sell it with the brand on it, but that's just a recipe for IP claims. And scrolling selling down to it. These are smalls. And if we look at who is selling it, we see Tilly's, sold from Tilly's. Maybe they're an authorized distributor, but the second seller, which is the FBA seller, is the brand Ethica. So these are not going with me. And the last thing is what I'm interested in. What we're looking at here are two Stance socks. I've heard before that Stance is known to give out IP claims. I've sold a lot of their stuff and really haven't worried about that. I've never gotten an IP claim before. Battery just died, so throw that back there. But I'm really questionable on what happened to this listing. When I scan it real quick, first off, we see it's $40 MSRP, only selling for 12 bucks. And here we have $30 net profit potential, but 1.2 million rank, which is very high, but sometimes that still sells. I've sold socks that are that high or higher before. Moving over into Keepa, we can see it sold a bunch. Like the rank was below 250,000 until May 16th. Oh, actually, it looks like the same thing might have happened. We're at 60 reviews. Answer my own question, I think. 60 reviews down here, and then it dropped down to 0. I'm guessing this was a variation, and only the other variation sold. I'm not exactly sure how to check that. It does have 5 reviews. 5 reviews, 5 stars, but then it says 0 down here at Keepa, or maybe 1. So I was really thinking about buying these. Now I'm not sure. I think this might be something where, since I have like 30 days to return, or like up to an unlimited amount of time, I think, to trade in, I think I'm gonna buy these, but not put them in this shipment. I'm just gonna keep them in the back of my van and then come back to them every future shipment, every like couple of weeks, and see if they have, oh, praise God for soccer, I don't have a phone case anymore, and I just caught this pretty much on my phone. But I'm gonna see if these will sell. So I'm gonna buy, but I'm gonna check the Keepa chart every couple weeks as I ship stuff in. Hopefully I can find more stuff. I pretty much have gone through the whole store except for kids clothes, women's clothes, supplements, and like, no, that's it. And right now I have one thing that I found which should make me like a $40 profit on a $5 buy cost, which is sick. Otherwise though, I'm a little scared. Hopefully I get lucky. That was awful. I spent $50 and 24 of it is that socks that I'm gonna just wait on. So essentially $25. Okay, that's fun. Ross was so bad. Hopefully TJ Maxx is better. Maybe this is what I get for not reselling for a while. So in the store though, there were 2 things that I was on the phone with my sister for like an hour, but there are 2 things that I wanted to share with you guys. First is this, Lucetta as a brand. Never, 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 never buy them, ever. I bought like some small glass files, I've seen those. They will give you an IP claim before your item even gets to Amazon. That's what happened with me, and I'm still trying to get that off of Amazon. Even though they retracted the IP claim, they're okay to work with. They have a whole form and system to work with on that, but Amazon still, they have not approved it, which is so stupid. So the IP claim is on my account. The second thing is this graph of this Hurley thing. Look at this new seller count. This looks like you'd be profitable. You'd probably be making about, I kind of forget, but maybe like 50 to 80% return on investment, which is not super bad. But when you look at this new offer count, the price has not dropped, but the new offer count shot up as this probably just got into Marshalls, and everyone's like, oh, this is a great product to buy, and it's all right. But when you see that new offer count rising, that's when the price is about to tank real fast. It's something I probably would end up staying away from. Let's head over to TJ Maxx, which is literally right across the parking lot, and hopefully we can spend all of that $1,000 that I want to make. That seems doubtful. All right, I'm about to put game face on and just try to get back in the groove of reselling, because today has felt very weird since I haven't done this for 4 months. Hopefully gonna do pretty well. Hopefully I need this guy. All right, this store already looks more promising, just the amount of stuff on the shelves and like good quality stuff. So I'm hoping that this can be good. I do only want to stay in here for 2 hours though, because it's already past 5 and I still have one more Walmart to get to for the other video that I'm filming today. So hopefully an hour and a half to get $1,000 of profit. Holy cow, it's been over an hour, just under an hour and a half. $150 at buy cost, mostly at 100% ROI. Some stuff well over, some stuff at like closer to 40 or 50. And I've gone in 2 aisles. So I'm gonna have to speed it up. But definitely been checking Keepa, making sure that things are actually selling, making sure new offer counts are going crazy. And I think I found a good amount of items that are pretty solid so far, but if I wanna get out of here in the next hour, I'm really gonna have to ramp this up. All right, we need to talk about a couple things that I'm not sold on buying yet. And I do wanna know what your opinion is. 3 different SKUs. So it's all dog stuff. First one we're looking at here expires October 8th. So that alone actually means that this is gonna be gone, but it's the same issue with all the rest of these. As you can see, it's $8 you'd make about $5 on it here. But if we go into Keepa, we can see why that price is a little bit high, especially compared to what it used to have been. Because if we look back just before May, Amazon came off the listing and the price went up, and there are still sales here. Not nearly as many as before, but the price once Amazon went off the listing, boom, jumped immediately up to $22. And that's the same with all three of these guys. So real quick, I'm gonna look at the next one. Okay, this one's going to December, so there's still enough time. Not by a lot, but these are things that I definitely want to sell fast when I get them in. Same thing, $22, no FBA offers anymore, and Amazon's off the list. They've been off for about a month. I might grab them. Ooh, no, this one looks a little scarier because when Amazon comes on the listing, it comes on for $8.99, so you'd be losing like $5 essentially. And if we look at Keepa over the past couple weeks, Amazon periodically comes back on the listing, sells out and goes back up, but there don't seem to be as many sales as these guys. It's $22 what it would sell for, and you'd be making about $6. So I think since I would be the only FBA offer, unless Amazon comes back on the listing, I'm gonna pick up these because there's only 4 of them, and it's a $32 investment to potentially make $20. But that is definitely a risk that I'm taking with Amazon potentially coming back on the listing. I have to make sure that I price this with Be Cool. I have some videos about over here if you want to check out, in a way that I won't sell them unless I get that higher price. And if Amazon comes back on the listing and stays on the listing, eventually I'll drop my price and get a couple bucks out of it. So I'm gonna add these to the buy list. And these last ones are the exact same thing, where Amazon went off the listing and the prices jumped up. I do want to know what you guys would do with these, because I'm always trying to be a better reseller. I'm definitely not the best, just sharing my experience. So let me know. Hopefully I find some more in sports and outdoors. Got about half an hour until 7 o'clock, but I'm almost out of batteries. That scared the crap out of me real fast. She said $460, and on my buy list, I only have $330, and that's including that 8.52% tax. I was like, did you put tax on plus or give me a free bunch of stuff? Then I remembered there are a bunch of phone cases that are for the new iPhones in here, and I couldn't look any of them up because of the tag that was right there. So I'm first gonna have to take that tag off, and then I can figure out how much they're worth. I did look them up just by name, and they all seem to be selling for like $40. And here, they're like 11. I sold these last year when they came out for the latest iPhone. At that point, the price drops fast, so I'm gonna have to make sure to get these in. But that $460, I think, should honestly be close to $500 in profit. We're in there for just over 2 hours, 2 hours and 15 minutes. So for about 4.5 hours, 5 hours, hoping we're at about $500 of profit. Hopefully sticking around that $100 an hour, but this definitely helps me to realize that I need to continue working on getting my online arbitrage started, because supplementing resale arbitrage with that, or online arbitrage with retail arbitrage, will be really helpful when these stores are not producing a ton. And to be honest with you, so far today, I'm at like $800, including Walmart, plus I'm about to head back there for one last time. I'm so tired. I've already been reselling for 8 hours today. Let's real quick talk about the totals from just this Ross and TJ Maxx, what one plaza can give us in terms of profit. Okay, so real quick, I'm just going to delete the taxes from everything because I was able to get my tax exempt here, and then send it over into Inventory Lab. I'm not going to include the phones because I'm going to be preparing my shipment later tonight and making a full video recapping my reselling here in Grand Junction. I'm thinking I'm going to make that a series since I'm reselling all over the country, recapping whatever city I was in, how the reselling day was, the main takeaways that I learned, as well as how much profit and spend that I had for that day. So subscribe for that video. It should be coming out within the next week or so. All right, so I've downloaded the buy list. I'm just going to create a new batch just as a test so that we can just take a look at what these would be without the Walmart from this morning, because all that will be in that later video. Up in this corner, import these buy lists. Well, there's just over here. There is lip balm right here that I didn't even think is a meltable product, so I can't send it in. So that's not gonna be part of that. I'll go return that to Ross for my $5 back. Fun extra step for the day. What? Oh yeah, I forgot that one item is super profitable, so this is awesome. My cost of $19.49, net profit at $51.31, and most of that is just from one $5 item, because I found some things like this before that I have sold. It's the same company that I sold before that I've made a ton of profit on, just from like one item making like 5 to 10 times the amount. So I'm stoked on that. Let's add TJ Maxx. This one I'm hoping is over 100% as well. Pretty much as long as I stay over 100% ROI here, I'll be happy, and I'm pretty sure all those phones will keep me there, even if this dips a little bit below. All right, hopefully I have no more issues here, but knowing me, I probably will, because I've had issues with every single shipment today. And hey, there's no issues. That's pretty lucky. Add it to the batch. So with that extra $300 of buy cost, which ended up being like $302, $303 instead of $330, because I was able to save that $30 on taxes, which is a big win. I'll link a video about tax exempt at the end of this one so that you can check it out. All right, not quite 100% ROI, but we stayed over. Our average sales rank dropped down a lot, which is good. 130,000 from 200 something from Ross, $1,000 of sales value, $324 of buy cost, and $350 of net profit. I think we'll add about another $150 plus of net profit with those phone cases once I actually figure out what all of them are, as I do my shipment later tonight. maybe tomorrow. Not bad for getting back to reselling. I will be a lot faster sooner though, but figuring out my new filming setup as well as just getting back into something that I'm rusty at took a little bit of time. If you want to watch the videos that I mentioned in this video, check them out over here. Otherwise, check out that Walmart video because it should be coming out before this one right over here to see how I did there, because so far it's better than this.